Let's go Broncos! What if I told you that the Denver Broncos just made one of the most underrated but potentially franchise-shaping trades of the entire offseason, and barely anyone's talking about it? A move so bold, it turned a 7th-round pick who was once on the roster bubble into a potential early 3rd-round value. That's not just smart business, it's elite front office execution. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. This trade may have revealed exactly how Sean Payton envisions the future of this offense. And it might not include some names you were expecting. The wide receiver room just got a major shakeup, and with it, we now have a clearer picture of who's rising, who's slipping, and what it means for Bo Nix's rookie campaign. There's more going on behind the scenes than most fans realize, and I'm about to unpack all of it. But before I tell you how this one trade could change the trajectory of the Broncos season, and maybe their draft strategy for 2025, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Denver Broncos fan, especially if you've been repping the orange and blue for over 20 years. If that's you, I want to see this in the comments. Go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue. Alright, buckle up, because the ripple effects of this move go way deeper than you think. Now, back to this bombshell move. Devin Vele was one of Bo Nix's favorite targets last season. Despite battling broken ribs early on, Vele still made a solid impact. He's a great story, an older sophomore, a former missionary, and the kind of player you can't help but root for. But let's be real, he was never going to be more than a depth piece in this wide receiver room, which is now arguably the deepest it's been in years. Remember, last year Sean Payton made the shocking decision to cut Tim Patrick, an absolute fan favorite, in favor of Vele. That told us everything about how highly Payton viewed the young receiver. But with the emergence of rookies like Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, and the continued rise of Marvin Mims, there simply wasn't room for everyone. Add in veteran Courtland Sutton, who now has a long-term deal, and you've got a loaded arsenal. Sutton got paid and has proven himself to be the alpha in this group. Vele, as good as he might become, is nearly the same age and doesn't carry Sutton's resume. And here's the kicker. The Broncos got more in return for Devin Vele than they did for Jerry Jeudy. That's not just a win, that's a landslide. Around the league, trades like this are rare. The Chiefs just sent Sky Moore, a recent 2nd-round pick, to San Francisco and only got a 6th and 7th-round swap. The Texans got a 6th-rounder for former 2nd-rounder John Mechie. And yet, Denver walks away with a future 4th and 7th for a 7th-round pick. That's George Payton magic right there. But this isn't just about fleecing another team. This is about trust in the roster, in the development of young talent, and in the strategy of acquiring and capitalizing on late-round gems. Payton and Payton have a proven track record in this department. Just look at what they've done over the years. Stephon Diggs in the 5th, Everson Griffin in the 4th, Marcus Colston in the 7th, Jari Evans in the 4th, and of course, Jonathan Cooper, a 7th-round pick who just got paid after racking up 10.5 sacks last season. When these two have picks in their hands, they make magic happen. This trade also speaks volumes about how Sean Payton views offensive construction. He told Kay Adams straight up, he's not interested in chasing names like Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, or even Deebo Samuel, despite interest on the other side. Why? Because he believes in his guys. He believes in the room he built. This is good news for players like Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, and Marvin Mims. Pat Bryant is already earning reps that mirror what Vele did last season, but he's a better route runner and brings higher upside. Franklin is long, fast, and physical, a YAC threat who can thrive in space. Mims, too, is much more than a punt returner. The man can play, and the staff knows it. And let's not forget Trent Sherfield, who's quietly been turning heads in camp and will bring real contributions on both offense and special teams. This move also opens up a bigger role for new addition Evan Ingram, who's essentially a wide receiver playing tight end. Expect him to be a red zone monster and a chain mover over the middle. The Broncos aren't just trying to plug holes, they're building something that's designed to last, something sustainable and smart. And here's a little strategic insight for you. The Saints pick that Denver received could be the 1st or 2nd pick of the 4th round. With how questionable New Orleans looks heading into the season, especially at quarterback, this pick could be gold. When you factor in the value chart for draft picks, that 4th rounder is worth about 96 points and the 7th about 5 points. Combined, you're looking at what equates to an early 3rd rounder. For a player some believe wouldn't even make the 53-man roster. That's not just good business, that's front office brilliance. What also makes this all so intriguing is how Devin Vele was essentially drafted as insurance for Courtland Sutton, back when Sutton's future with the team was unclear and he was threatening to hold out. Once Sutton was locked in, Vele became expendable. His departure, along with Lil Jordan Humphreys, opens up over 90% of the receiver snaps from last year. That's a huge opportunity now being distributed to players the coaching staff is genuinely excited about. And when you watch the tape, You see the vision. Plays that Vele made last year? They mirror clips from Pat Bryant at Illinois, especially his red zone and sideline work. And those little screen passes or YAC plays? That's Mims or Franklin territory all day. Because here's where things get really interesting. Those draft picks the Broncos just picked up, they're not just assets. They're ammunition. If there's one thing Sean Payton and George Payton have made clear since joining forces in Denver, it's that they aren't afraid to be aggressive when they see talent they believe in. That fourth rounder, especially if it ends up being a top pick due to the Saints' expected struggles, becomes a potential swing pick that could allow Denver to trade up, secure another impact player, or stack more depth at a premium position. Let's say the Saints fall apart this year, which, let's be honest, is not a stretch. No clear quarterback, aging core, and uncertainty all over the field. That fourth round pick could be in the top 100. Combine that with the Broncos' own selections and you have the kind of draft capital that builds championship teams. We've seen this model work, stack late round picks, hit on a few, and trade into the top rounds for blue chip prospects. Denver is lining themselves up to be a draft day powerhouse in 2025. And it's not just about acquiring more players, it's about acquiring the right players. Sean Payton's draft history tells us he knows how to find guys who fit his scheme. He's not drafting names, he's drafting roles. That's why you won't see Denver panic and draft a receiver just because of a trade. He evaluates based on scheme fit, on-field intelligence, and physical traits that can be molded into consistent production. Marcus Colston, Jari Evans, Jonathan Cooper, all late-round guys who became foundational pieces. The confidence in trading Vele away isn't a gamble, it's a calculated move that's backed by years of successful late-round scouting. Now, let's zoom in on this current roster because the ripple effects of this trade go beyond just the draft board. This move solidifies Pat Bryant as a breakout candidate. He's already been flashing in camp, and now he's positioned to command a serious chunk of those vacated snaps. Bryant is a polished route runner with physicality at the catch point and the ability to separate in tight windows. He's the kind of receiver Payton loves, dependable, physical, and aggressive after the catch. Then there's Marvin Mims. Last year he showed glimpses, flashes of elite speed and playmaking ability, but didn't fully break out. That's about to change. With more offensive snaps available and Sean Payton clearly committed to getting him involved, Mims has a chance to be a huge vertical threat alongside Courtland Sutton. His ability to stretch the field opens everything underneath for players like Evan Ingram and Troy Franklin, who's another intriguing name in this offense. Franklin might be the sneakiest piece here. He's long, fluid, and deceptively quick. The Broncos can use him in a variety of ways: jet motions, screen plays, intermediate crossers, and his build makes him a threat in contested catch situations. He's not quite as big as Vele, but he's got a more dynamic skill set. Expect to see him rotated in with specific packages designed to get him in space, especially against zone coverages. And then you've got Trent Sherfield, a veteran with versatility and special teams value. His presence gives Denver a reliable plug-and-play option, someone who can step in and make clutch plays without disrupting the offensive flow. He's been turning heads during training camp, and the coaching staff clearly values what he brings to the locker room and the field. This all ties into a bigger theme that Sean Payton has emphasized since day one: adaptability. He doesn't see receivers as WR1, WR2, WR3. He sees matchups. What's the defense giving me?